Hi guys, it's Luna here. I hope you guys are ready for another reaction to content that I am personally really passionate about, or topics that I thought was interesting to really talk about and go over. I don't really have much of an opinion currently on the topic, but I hope that I would get better in doing reacting content, because reacting content is something that I consume a whole lot of, and that I hope that you guys do like as well.
2020 is a period of time that gets a lot of focus in my content, mainly
Yeah,
because it was such a
2020
strange
is a
and
weird
unique
time.
period that
Yep.
isolated
No,
us,
there you
but
go.
also
There you
allowed a
go.
lot of
There's
people to
the
discover
context that
media
we
and
needed.
hobbies that they otherwise wouldn't have been exposed to. The once dismissive atmosphere that had surrounded anime suddenly
Yeah.
turned a corner. The crowd
Yeah.
who'd previously
Yeah,
seen anime as childish or
if you guys don't know this, during like the during the 2010s, anime was still seen like, oh, that's kind of weird. Oh, that's not something that like regular people should watch. Like, it still had like a stigma towards it. But I feel like late 2020, like early 2020, or the 2020s, and then like late 2010s, like 2019, 2018 is when I feel like there was a shift. But with 2020 and the pandemic and everything that had occurred, I really do feel like anime did have a whole different side of things. But let's get on to the Hello Kitty thing.
the TYD.
A lot of people didn't know that there was more characters than just Hello Kitty, which honestly, I'm not too surprised. I think I learned of more Sanrio characters like in like 2010, 2012, and that was because there was like this, I think there was like this anime for My Melody and Kuromi that was happening during the time, and I was really into watching different things at the time, like shojo and a whole lot of magical girl stuff and a lot of cute things.
Standout collaborations and Hello Kitty icons. One of my oldest Hello Kitty items is this statue right here, which, believe it or not, is actually a bubble bath bottle from 2002.
Where's this
I
clothes,
swear they really just don't make merchandise. Influencers weren't really a big thing back when I was a kid. Thank God.
Thank God, indeed, for the influencer not being there.
Of Hello Kitty being
Because
none other than LA royalty herself, Paris Hilton. Paris
yes,
is unapologetic with her love of Hello Kitty.
Good. No one should be apologetic for their love of fandoms.
And t-shirts of Hello Kitty's face. In fact, Paris's love of Hello Kitty was quickly noticed by Japan, eventually leading to her getting her own official Hello Kitty collaboration plush.
Oh, that's so cute.
But unfortunately for Hello Kitty and Paris Hilton fans alike, from what I can find, this was a 2006 limited release and Japanese exclusive item. So the aftermarket price for this plush is out of this world.
Yes.
With the only sold listing that I could find on eBay,
$600.
$580. But let's be clear, Paris wasn't the only 2000s
hey, yo,
celebrity
that's
to get
wild.
Hello Kitty and kawaii culture. In 2020, the Sanrio hype never really cooled down. In
it
fact,
really hasn't, especially with all the, especially with like Netflix and Agretzko, more other content for them to people to consume. They have really been like pushing it for not really pushing it, but there's a lot more for them to latch onto and consume, seeing all their favorite anime characters, like I said, with Sanrio characters, with other content, other fandoms, really.
Concerned that people are not necessarily buying items out of a love of the fandom, or
they just want to buy it for the resale, sadly. The things about Trickens being trendy, like what she's saying, or like people saying like it's a social thing, I don't really feel like, for me, I don't feel like people are really pressured to buy into kawaii culture and or liking in this culture, the Hello Kitty as a franchise. I feel like it becomes a competition when amongst like your friend circle, depending on what they are into, whether or not you like that need to show it off. I feel like it's more so within the target demographic of your social circles, and then that who you associate with, where like me, I am a VTuber on the internet. The technical pressures of creating content and putting yourself out there, doing collabs, that much need for growth, that is something that is really struggling for like the pressures that we put on ourselves as VTubers. And I feel like when you're going into this buying cultures and you're like trying to be a collector or someone who's really into a fandom, and you want to show your support and you want to show how you're really an avid fan of that, some people feel like they need to buy everything they see to be able to be part of the fandom. And like, for me, I'm a 120% One Piece stan. I own quite a few of the figures, Ace being one of my favorites. I read all of the manga. I read, watch all of the show, but I do not own any of the DVDs, any more content. I don't own any official manga. I don't own any of the DVDs. I literally only have like maybe a couple figures of my favorite character, like I said, Ace, and my other favorite character, Law, and that is it for my One Piece merch. I don't have any fan designs. I don't have anything that would tell you guys that, hey, I'm really into One Piece, other than the fact that I say every single time, like, my favorite anime is One Piece. Like, I am a pirate for that reason, for my love of One Piece. And that is kind of what I'm saying. Like, everyone feels like it's a need of, like, oh, if you like a certain fandom or a certain area of interest that interests you, you need to buy something that shows your love, shows your, basically, your status as a fan.
Hello Kitty drama
Oh.
Marshall.
Over, yeah, sometimes it can get wild. There's cops involved.
And if they're not
What?
fighting or throwing insults at each other, they're hiding the items in order to collect them later. Sometimes hiding the full item inside other pieces of furniture or fabric, or in some cases
Why?
hiding only part of the item in order to stop other people from wanting to buy it.
The
or
top
also
lid?
hoping to get a discount when they come back to purchase it later on.
Bro, who stole all the heads?
Wow, what?
Bro, nah, they hid them. They hid them. They saw that girl's TikTok and they hid them shit so they could get a discount.
Wow.
At home, because the girlies are just hiding the lids in canisters so nobody else can buy them.
Yeah, I told you it's wild.
You thought I was crazy for searching around and look at this. Look at this.
Nah,
Yeah.
that's no
I
way.
wasn't crazy.
That's no way. They're hiding this shit from people.
At least this one got
What the
head.
hell?
I wonder if this is the one from this morning. I'm gonna leave it there in case that was somebody's stash.
Not to mention that some
Take-
people
take the-
from
take
my
it from the
objective
stash, put
outside
it back,
perspective, are
get them
absolutely
mad.
over shopping for items that they don't need, or at the bare minimum don't need replacing so often. Girlies, I hate to tell you this, especially as a pajama girly myself, but you don't need 10 different sets of pajamas with Hello Kitty on it. You don't need to enjoy cute and whimsical things without
Cute
the
and
judgment or
whimsical.
stigma of being seen as childish or
Yeah,
immature.
that's true. That's true. You, as an adult woman, like, if you liked like Hawaii things or cute things, like, you're often been seen as the stigma of like, oh, why are you doing that? You're so childish. But I feel like now it's becoming more and more acceptable. I think that for you to like cute things, because I mean, like, when you're a child, you're geared to being seen as, you have to like the cute stuff, you have to. But when you're an adult and then you're like, I want to continue liking the cute stuff, that, like, everyone is getting all butthurt about it. Like, why are you getting upset at me for me liking the things that you technically told me I should like from the get-go? So another thing that I feel like people don't need to know is, like, she said that the characters aren't going anywhere. They are supposedly trying to retire certain characters. I don't know how much truth to that is in there. Obviously the really popular ones aren't going anywhere, but I know that they do retire characters. So if you do have a favorite that isn't one of the popular main ones, if you can, get that merch. A lot of things about Hello Kitty is true. I feel like Sanrio has blown up as a subculture, as something that has been going with fast fashion recently. But in all, I feel like a lot of what comes of it is buyer's anxiety, as I like to say. It's like, oh, that fear of, like, it won't be there in the future, without realizing that a lot of the stuff it might not be a limited run of things. It might come back, it might not, but you can always hope to that something of the likeness will come out in the future. I guarantee any of your popular favorite characters for Sanrio will come back.